Are you hunching under the weight of your giant backpack, tempted to get the biggest one you can find so you can stuff it full of every single necessity you can think of? Is the wind threatening to knock you over thanks to a pack lid that extends a full 12 inches above your noggin? Then I've got bad news for you. You're doing it wrong. Picking a backpacking backpack, that is. I'm Alicia with Terradrift, and I've been backpacking since I was a kid, so I've had lots of experience with lots of different types of packs. Yup, even old external frame ones, like the one we tested this summer in the high Uintas. You should definitely go check out that video, by the way, which we'll link to in the description. I also have enough experience to know this is bound to be a very controversial video. And I'm sure plenty of you macho dudes out there are gonna tell me how wrong I am, but here's the thing. Most backpackers, yes, I do think most, at least many, do not need the largest pack on the market. In fact, I'd wager that most don't even need the second largest pack on the market. What size is actually adequate? Well, we'll get to that in just a sec. But first, let me tell you why you probably don't need the largest pack you can find. But first, a side note. If you're a hunter or a scout troop leader or a parent of young children in whom you hope to instill your love of backpacking, or, I don't know, a guide, you know, the sort of backpacker who does actually need to carry a lot more supplies and weight in order to keep a large party happy and well fed, well, this video isn't for you. Go ahead and move along. Perhaps to one of our other videos, like this one about our winter backpacking setup, where we did actually carry slightly larger bags than usual to fit all of our bulky, warm winter weather gear. But for the rest of you, especially those of you who are new to backpacking or who have been maybe a few times and carried a 75-liter pack and think as a result that you might hate backpacking, well, stick around because this video is for you. Because I've seen it time and time again. First time or newer backpackers borrow or buy a giant pack loaded up with everything they think they need, from full rolls of toilet paper to cast iron skillets, and wonder why they're miserable. You might have trouble standing up after sitting down with your pack on, or hoisting it onto your shoulder from a standing position. You might feel like the wind is catching the top like a sail and threatening to send you over a cliff. Or you might struggle through day one just to put your pack back on day two and feel so beaten and bruised on your shoulders and hips that you start to wonder if maybe you sleptwalked into a fist fight with Tyler Durden. You didn't, probably. Seems unlikely anyway. It's more likely that you're simply carrying too much stuff in a pack that's way too big. Because if I know one law of the universe to be true, it's that if you have the space, you're gonna fill it. And that's actually counterproductive when backpacking. See, the idea is generally to carry less weight when backpacking. Sure, I guess you can brag to all your buddies about how badass you are for carrying 65 pounds of gear into the wilderness for 3 days, but who actually wins there? Seriously. Are you enjoying that? I mean, I like Type 2 fun as much as the next backpacker, but I do prefer to balance my misery with actual enjoyment. Also, I am an ultralighter, full disclosure, and we prefer to brag about how little we can get away with and how light our packs are. I mean, just check out this video about my 8.2 pound base weight. We'll link to it in the description. What I'm saying is, to each their own. And if you want to carry half your body weight up a mountain and it doesn't make you miserable, or you're built like a Viking and have no problem with a huge heavy pack, then carry on. You absolutely should enjoy the outdoors in your own way with whatever size pack makes you happy. Which does seem like a good time to mention we're on Patreon. And there's a fun chat feature where you can share all about your personal preferences and which packs are your favorite and whether you're ultralight or ultra heavy? Plus, you get a free sticker for signing up, access to our Backpacking 101 resources if you're new to all this, video outtakes, and so much more, so go check that out. But, you know, back to pack. Because when it comes to size, for many of us, choosing a smaller pack can help us streamline our kit and carry less weight, simply by virtue of having less space in which to cram it all. That's because if you don't have unlimited room in your pack, you have to think critically about what you actually need. For example, do you need 3 rolls of toilet paper for a 4-day trip, or will a little baggie of compressed wipes do the trick? Do you really require a fresh change of clothes every day, or can you wear the same shirt 2 or 3 days in a row? Or, if you're me, every day, no matter how long your trip is. Is that 12-inch skillet necessary, or can you swap it for an ultralight pot and bring meals that just need rehydrated? And like I said, a lot of these are a matter of preference, and you do you. But again, if you'd prefer to carry less weight, a smaller pack will help you get there. It'll also probably be more comfortable and possibly safer. I backpacked with a friend in Texas a few years back who borrowed a 75-liter pack from a friend, filled it to the brim, and then had to stop hiking every time the wind picked up on a very long stretch of exposed trail because he felt like he was gonna get blown off the mountain. His pack was just too big. So then here's the burning question. How big is too big? Well, let me say that personally, I carry a 40-liter maximum 50-liter pack for almost every trip. Yup, even winter trips, even week-long trips. As I said, I'm an ultralighter, so I've really streamlined my kit to be as compact and lightweight as possible. But even before that, I almost never carried anything larger than a 55-liter. I think the largest pack I ever carried voluntarily was a 60-liter, and I was miserable. Yes, I'm small, but it was also just unnecessarily spacious, especially for a 2 to 3 day trip, especially if there were plenty of water sources along the trail where I could filter water instead of carrying it all in, which would require a bit more space. So for most folks, especially beginners, yeah, I'd say a 55-liter is the max you want to look at. If you're worried about it, get a pack with a removable lid, which usually adds another 5 liters, and take it off as you feel more comfortable eliminating unnecessary or bulky gear. Just don't go out and get a 75-liter pack as your first pack, okay? Just don't. Bigger is not necessarily better, at least when it comes to backpacks. Want to know which backpacks are our faves? Check out some of these reviews. Then get out there, don't overburden yourself with a pack that's way too large, and wander on. We got a 45 and a 60. We've reviewed them both. We'll put links in the description. You're welcome.